Hi, everybody. Welcome. So maybe you've been a quilter for a long time and you've decided that for whatever reason, it's time to either try or start in earnest piecing your quilt blocks with your embroidery machine. Or maybe you're brand new to the art of quilting and you decided to start with your embroidery machine. Either way, fantastic. But you got a question. How do I get those files to my embroidery machine? Well, that's exactly what we're going to talk about in this video. So you're in the right place. This video is actually a viewer request. So I'm thrilled to do that. And I'm sorry that I didn't do it earlier because I maybe assumed that everyone knew how to do this. But if you're brand new to embroidery and quilting on your embroidery machine, you might not know. So thank you to all of our subscribers who requested this. And this is what we're going to talk about today. This isn't a very long video, but you're going to get the information that you need. What this video will not show you how to do is how to transfer it wirelessly through Bluetooth. Not all machine brands have that option, and it's usually the highest level of machine that has that option. And so what I'm showing you will work with any embroidery machine from the most basic to the most full featured. Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Diana. I am the owner, educator, and designer for Sew in Common, and I'm thrilled to have you here today and thrilled to walk you through this process. First thing I want to do is talk about a few tools that you're going to need or going to need to be familiar with. So one of them is you're going to have a device to carry your digital media or your digital quilting files to your embroidery machine. And that usually comes in the form of something we call a USB stick or a thumbprint or a thumbprint, a USB stick, a thumb drive, anything like that. A Firewire, any of those things are all names for something that looks similar to this. So let me show you now how what these look like, because they can be a lot of different styles. So one is this one I keep showing you, and it has a little cover that just slides out of the way to produce the USB head. In there is the little chip that holds all the information. So that's in there. And I like this type because when I'm not using it, I can close it up and that head is kind of covered and kept secure. There's other types as well. There is a type like this. I like this because you can get a good grip on it. And it has a cap that does cover the USB head. The only thing about this one is put your cap somewhere. You might have a little divot on the top of your machine to the one side. Maybe set it there so you don't lose it. That's the only part about this one, but I like these as well. You can also find them that look something like this. That's the actual USB head. It's plastic, but inside is where that little chip is, and it's going to work fine. So whether it's plastic or it's metal, it'll be just fine. There's another type as well, like this one here, that has a little slider on it. And when you slide it with your finger, the USB head pops out. And I like that as well because when I'm not using it, the USB itself is snug back in its case and it's not going to get damaged as easily. Now, let me dissuade you from the idea that USBs can lose your files, that they deteriorate. Any portable media, like a USB stick or a CD drive, a CD-ROM, disc, or a DVD disc, over time, long periods of time, can lose your information, but there's other reasons. You might leave this sitting in the sun in a window and you don't realize the sun's coming in and heating it up. That could cause a problem. Something very cold could cause a problem. So any portable media, they don't like extremes in temperature. Not too hot, not too cold. They like right in the middle, like Mama Bear in the Three Bears story. So that's what you want to make sure. In the over 15 years that I've used portable media like USB drives, I've only ever had one go bad on me in that respect. And it's because I left it in my car when I was at the university where I used to teach. and the hot sun came in, warmed it all up, and scrambled all the little electrons in there, and I couldn't read my media. And that's really what happens. That's the problem. Even with your CD discs, that's the problem. Those extremes in temperature mess around with all the little electrons, and then they can't be read. They kind of do funny things. I'm not going to go into the big technical detail on that. That's a whole nother science discussion for another channel. But that's what's happening. So my tip to you is be careful with your media, okay? With your media holders, like your USB drive. Keep it in a nice little case like this one. There's tons of kinds of cases. I find them on Amazon. Go look to your heart's content. Go to your local computer store. Anything like that, you should be able to find something. This one I have is not even full yet. I have several that are full because I've got media saved on all of these. You can also save your files on if you have a cloud drive, if you have just want to store it on your computer. For a long time, I didn't use the cloud, but my very, very dearest friend in Seattle, who is a computer forensics expert, told me, Diana, once you're on the internet, regardless, your information is out there. So do what you can to be safe, but don't let it keep you from doing things on the internet, because if somebody really, really wanted to hack into your stuff, it's probably not going to be your computer as much as it's going to be other places in the world where your information is kept, your credit card company, the hospital, stuff like that. That's the things we try to keep really super safe. So be safe, but don't let it freeze you and keep you from doing your embroidery. So, and I'm very safe. I have all the programs, all the stuff, and I've still been hacked twice in my life, and it's not fun, but it is what it is, right? So anyway, so you're going to need a USB stick. That's going to take your digital file from your computer or your laptop directly to your embroidery machine. There's something else. You'll need to plug this into a USB port. Now, your computer may have one, your laptop may have one, they may have a couple of them. However, if they're full, you've got other things plugged into them, because our computer mice that have something called a dongle, which is like a little bitty USB that sticks into those we leave plugged in, usually on our computers, and those take up space. So you might have something plugged in or need something called a USB hub. It has the USB head on this wire that plugs into your computer, and then you have ports that you can plug your USB media or other devices that need a USB port into these. So like I actually have a USB hub with 7 different ports because my camera, my microphone, all of that stuff has to be plugged in via USB. So I have a bigger port. This is a little small portable port, and I would just plug my USB drive into it, and this would get plugged into my machine, my computer, or to my laptop. Okay. So you might need something like that if you don't already have a free port on your computer or laptop. There's one more piece of equipment that I want to talk about that's not required, but boy, do I think it can be really helpful. And that is something called a USB pigtail. Looks something like this. On one end is the USB head, and one end is the USB port. Okay. This actually plugs into the USB port on your embroidery machine. So all of your embroidery machines are going to have at least one USB port. Some have 2, some of the higher featured ones might even have 3 these days. But you're going to have to plug your USB stick. Once you've transferred your media to the stick, you'll have to plug it into your machine so that you can use it, right? So what I like this pigtail for is that I'm plugging my USB drive directly into my pigtail, right? So I can take this on and off and on and off. And if I wear out this port, this little device, which this one was purchased through OESD, was like $9. But you can also look on Amazon. I have several machines now for testing and stuff. So I bought a package of pigtails on Amazon. I got like 4 for $8.99. So you don't have to pay a huge amount of money for a pigtail. Get yourself, if you have one machine, get yourself 2 so you always have a backup. That would be my suggestion there. And this plugs into your machine, into the port on your machine here, and stays there. That way you're not always taking things on and off the machine, because, not too many years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, someone I know actually had to have that port on their machine replaced. Somehow they either jiggled it funny, something happened, they had to have it replaced. And the repairman recommended something like this. And just leave it plugged in and be done. Have one for your machine at home. If you have a travel machine, get one for your travel machine as well. So you can plug this in and out, wear this out, another $9. And this one I've had for 4 years. So they don't really wear out, but if they do, you're not paying an arm and a leg. Because to be honest, I don't know what she paid to have her machine repaired and the USB port replaced, but it wasn't $9. It was a bit expensive. So this can save you a trip to the maintenance shop at your local fabric shop or wherever you buy your machine from. So that's the other thing. Now that we have our tools, I want to show you how you actually download your media onto your USB. So you've got your USB plugged in either to your computer, your laptop, or to your hub, whatever. And now we're going to I'm going to share my screen with you. And we are going to go, and now we're looking at my actual drive. So when you buy this is my filing system on my computer. When you buy your downloadable pieces, your files, I usually download them to my download folder, which is resident on my hard drive. There it is. Right there, that's the one I'm looking for. That happens to be our free block of the month set for April, which is the Ohio Star. We're doing several stars this month that are 8-pointed stars. The first one is the Ohio Star. You can find that for free. I'll tell you more when we go back to our main screen. But here's the file I want, okay, in my download folder. Down here, if I come down, I see USB drive, and it's been given a letter. So this letter could be D or E or whatever, but it will say USB drive. And that means this little USB drive that you've plugged into your machine, to your computer. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, first of all, you might want to save this as a backup. I save mine to the cloud. You could save it directly to your computer if you liked, or if you purchased pre-made files and they sent you a USB stick, you can use that as your backup for sure. So I'm going to open this up, and then I'm going to open up my next folder, and here are the 2 folders that are giving me my digital files that I'll need. One is a half square triangle, one is a solid square. Let's open up this square. Now, what you're seeing is all of these are the same exact file, but they all have a different file extension. And those file extensions match the file extensions that our embroidery machines uses. So my Baby Lock and my Brother machines all use PES, so I would choose that one. But maybe your machine is a Janome and you need a JEF file. So there's that JEF. I'm going to click on it and highlight it. And then I'm going to left click on my mouse and drag it to my D drive. And I'm just going to release my mouse and drop it there. Okay. And then you might see it even download quick, or you might see a little quick quirk that says it's downloading. Now I'm going to open my USB drive, and inside my USB drive, I could look for the name, which would be square, 3.75 by 3.75, Or for me, I could look at my type, my extension type, and since I know that I did the JEF one, yes, there it is. You notice all my other ones are PES because they're for my machine, but there's that JEF. And that's how easy it is to download your media, your files to your portable media drive or your USB stick. And then all you do is release your USB drive from your computer. Let's stop sharing now and go back to our main screen. Here we go. And then you take this over to your embroidery machine and you've got your pigtail plugged in, or you're going to plug it directly into the port, whatever you choose to do. And then you're going to take your drive, your little USB stick, and you're going to plug it in either to the drive or the port on your machine or to the port on your pigtail. And then this allows you to bring it up on your embroidery machine, find the file, you'll find the folder. The folder will look like, it'll kind of have a funny symbol. That's your portable USB media folder. You'll open that up and then you'll see all the files that are on here that have that JEF or PES or XXX or whatever the extension is that your machine uses. You'll have all of them there. You'll find the file you want. You'll click on it. It'll come up and you'll be working away and making your beautiful quilt blocks. So the one other thing I kind of mentioned, I don't remember if I went over this or not, but this is another type, of course, that I showed you with the lid. Some companies will send you their files on a USB stick, like sometimes Kimberbell does that. And so I keep this as my, my backup. Occasionally I get them from OESD. They kind of do the same thing. Okay. So you might have those. You could just use those as your backup. The other nice thing about these companies is that even if they send you these, sometimes they will also keep them resident on your account on their website. And that's great because then if you need that file and you don't have this handy, you can get to it. Or maybe this did stop working for some odd reason. Please, if these ones that come preloaded stop working, call the company and talk to them. Because they'll work with you to find a way to either fix, but most likely send you your replacement files. They may ask you to return this to them. That's fair because they want to make sure you're not asking for a second, right? A second disc. I get that. But they may ask you to send this back, or they may say, if this isn't working, throw it away. And I highly recommend that you do that. Throw it away if it's not working once you get your replacement files. Because what if this and the one just like it, the replacement, were both sitting in your little case and you were going off for a day of quilting fun and embroidery fun with friends and you grabbed the one that wasn't working? Then you're in a world of hurt because you don't have files that you can download because this one doesn't work. So once they stop working, if they do, pitch it out, get rid of it. Okay. So that's how easy it is to do that. Now, if you want to join us for our block of the month during the year of 2023, all of our block of the month file design sets, like the one I was just showing you for the download, are completely free. And it's a great way to build a library of some different blocks that you can use for all kinds of quilts. This month, we're taking a journey through the 8-point star. And there are a lot of 8-point stars. And the first one we're doing in week 1 is the Ohio star. So you can get that directly at our Sew in Common website, and all of our patterns are there. While you're there, you might want to subscribe to the website. What that will do is that will get you an email when I download my blog. It'll get you an email of something like some of the things that are for sale. If those prices and things change, you'll be notified of that before we ever notify anything here on YouTube. So go ahead and subscribe. We'd love to have you as a website subscriber as well. You can also contact us and talk with us at our Facebook page, which is called, guess what? Sew in Common. So you can go to Facebook and type in just Sew in Common. Not Sew in Common, the group. That one has been stopped, but just Sew in Common, and you can get in there as well. If you want to contact me privately, of course, I'm always happy to read your email at diana@sewincommon.com. Okay, so pretty easy to do, but because you asked for it, I wanted to do that for you, and I hope it was helpful, everyone. Again, welcome to all of our subscribers, new and our older subscribers that have been with us for a while. We love having you all with us. And I will tell you, if you're new, you've never heard this, but if you've been with us for a while, you have. Go sew life beautiful. That's what we do as quilters. We make beautiful quilts. We send them out into the world and truly make the world a more beautiful place. So until next time, everybody, sew life beautiful, and thanks for watching. Bye for now.